2. It's moving away and it will gradually make its way towards the North Island. I'm pleased to say it will stay offshore, but I think the outer bands could bring some very wet and windy weather into the North Island as we go on into the latter part of this week. Ahead of that, we've got some rain making its way across the South Island, so there is some wet weather around for Christchurch at the moment. Overnight, I think it'll gradually turn rather more showery, and as we go on through the second half of the week, it will slowly but surely start to brighten up there.
As the fog hangs warily over London, we can always offer you the perfect pick-me-up.
Well, we can see the position of the tropical cyclone, Atu it's called, and it's pretty much between New Caledonia and Fiji. It's sinking its way further southwards as we speak. For New Zealand itself, as I said, there is some rain around at the moment. This weather system here, that's a cold front. That's slowly making its way further eastwards. So we will see showers over the next 12 to 18 hours or so. As we go on through the course of Wednesday into Thursday, here comes that drier weather, so things will improve as far as the weather's concerned at least. By this stage, our tropical cyclone very close to the North Island. As we move further north then to just zoom in on the position of the storm, there you go. It's punching its way between New Caledonia and Fiji, sinking further southwards, and it will continue to do so, moving into the cooler waters, so weakening somewhat as it makes its way towards the North Island of New Zealand for the second half of this week. We've got wet weather too on the other side of Australia. We've seen some very heavy showers once again with flooding rains for northern parts.
Qatar Airways, world's 5-star airline.
Thank you very much, Everton. Still ahead here on Al Jazeera, with the pressure mounting on Libya's leader to step down, the country's deputy ambassador to the United Nations says it's time for Gaddafi to get out. His interview is coming up.
And I'm Nazanin Sadri at the web desk. I'll bring you an update on what social media sites are saying. Lots of criticism of the United Nations and the international community for not doing more for Libya.
Malaysian ingenuity has created amongst the world's greenest, most cost-efficient buildings. It's created the world's tallest self-installing wellhead platform, designed the largest and most advanced racecourses, and constructed the most futuristic Formula One racing circuits. When the world needs services of the highest caliber and creativity, they look to Malaysia. Service excellence for the world.
All sides, all views, always Al Jazeera.
East Timor's government has declared it's time for foreign forces to leave the country. But with a frail infrastructure, is this nation prepared to face a future without international support? 101 East at this time on Al Jazeera.
Welcome back. A recap of the latest developments in Libya. The leader, Muammar Gaddafi, has appeared on state television denying rumors that he's fled to Venezuela and says he is in Tripoli. The United Nations has condemned airstrikes on protesters in the capital and the cities of AlJazeera and Misrata. And several Libyan diplomats around the world have also resigned. That includes the ambassador to India and 4 diplomats in China. In the last hour, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights has called for an international investigation into the attack on anti-government protesters in Libya, saying that it may amount to crimes against humanity. While Al Jazeera, meanwhile, has more information on the bombardment of the capital by military jets. Eyewitnesses and the UN said that the Libyan army jets bombed Tripoli on Monday night. Now, sources say that the bombing was focused on its army ammunition depots and control centers to stop any troops joining the protesters. And witnesses say helicopter gunships were used to fire on the streets in order to scare demonstrators away. Well, the UN Security Council will be holding a closed-door session at 1400 GMT in New York to discuss the deteriorating situation in Libya. The country's deputy ambassador to the UN is also unhappy with what's going on in his country. Ibrahim Dabashi told my colleague Kamal Santamaria that it was time for Gaddafi to get out.
Well, we don't agree with anything the regime is doing. We are in the service of the people, according to even the Colonel Gaddafi philosophy. We are in the service of the people. We have never been in the service of the regime, and now we are in the disposition of the Libyan people to serve him. Certainly, the Libyan mission to the United Nations is the Libyan people's mission, and we are here to serve the Libyan people. What's going on in Libya is a real genocide against the Libyan people. The Colonel Gaddafi is shooting his own people, and really the international community has to take a clear position about against the regime. I think they cannot wait much longer. What's going now cannot keep anyone silent. I don't speak to Colonel Gaddafi. The only thing I tell him on the air now, he has to get out. Either he get out or the Libyan people will kick him out anyway. So that's what he has to know. And I think he knows it. He knows it, and he's trying to just delay his fate. I think it is the end of the game. I think the fact he's continuing to kill his own people is the fact that the whole regime is trembling, and we will soon see the fall of this regime.
All right, let's get now an update from our web desk on the situation in Libya. Over to you, Nazanin Sadri.
Thanks, Folly. Well, as we've been reporting, we're relying heavily on social media sites to get both updates as well as moving picture from Libya. I have to say, getting reliable footage is still proving very difficult and is coming in with a delay of up to 2 days sometime. These videos have been posted on the website Feb 17th. That's aggregating a lot of those images. We must say, of course, that it's difficult to verify any of these independently. This video is said to show people gathering in Green Square in Tripoli on Sunday night. The blogger says it was filmed after Saif Gaddafi spoke on state television. That was the night that we reported lots of gun battles and clashes taking place in the capital. And this film shows doctors reportedly in a Tripoli hospital treating wounded men. It's unclear when exactly this film was shot, but it's believed to have been on either the 20th or the 21st. Well, at the moment on the social media, lots of messages on Twitter appealing for help from outside world, and the UN. Many bloggers also expressing dismay at the images they're seeing or experiencing. An anonymous blogger we believe is in Libya writes, "We have reached the point of no return. We know if we don't die in the streets, they'll kill us in our houses." And support from the United States, blogger Loga tweets, "When Gaddafi is forced from power, the people will not treat him well." And Ali says, two things are useless today, Gaddafi and the United Nations. Well, I'll have more for you throughout the day, but for now it's back to you, Folly.
Thank you very much, Nazanin. Let's turn to other world news now. And a trip to China by the president of Kazakhstan is evidence of shifting dynamics in Central Asia. Robin Forestier-Walker takes a closer look at the strengthening ties between the two countries.
Kazakhstan